In our last video, we explained the 4 papers that you'll be writing in this class. Now we're going to explain how you should think of those 4 papers and how they'll come together. You should think of each of your papers as a chapter in a book. The chapter that you start with is a report meant to just inform the reader about your issue. And then you take it into a position where you take a stand on the issue and you try to persuade your reader to think the way you're thinking, and so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Okay. Then you'll produce them, at the end of the semester, you'll take these chapters, meaning your papers, and produce a final portfolio. That portfolio is not just a regular portfolio in which you put together all of your papers and turn them in. It's more like a magazine where you'll be allowed to have more artistic and creative expression in the graphic design, visual design, and layout of the papers and how you'll present the final project.
The reason we want you to think of these individual papers as chapters and know from the beginning of the semester that you're going to be assembling them into a magazine is because we don't want you to be repeating yourself in any of your papers. Some students find that they don't have much to say, or they like the way they said something in their first paper better, and so they cut and paste what they've already written and they end up repeating themselves. You would never do this in a book or in a magazine. You would never see that an author has repeated himself or herself in several different places in one long work. So think of each of your papers as part of one long work. That will help you conceptualize the goal of the semester and help you stay away from some of the problems that we see with a lot of students who don't understand that from the beginning.
And the best way to avoid doing that is to understand what each genre entails and what each genre requires, meaning the elements of the genre, the sources that you're supposed to use for each genre, those kinds of things. If you don't understand the elements of the genre and what's required in order to write in that genre, you need to make sure that you're discussing that with Nicole or I or your classmates so that you can avoid repeating yourself over and over and over again throughout 4 papers.
Now, the most important decision you're going to make this semester is what topic you're going to write about. You need to choose something in the next couple of weeks which will serve as your topic of research for the entire semester. You need to choose something that you feel comfortable discussing, something that is not emotionally or morally charged subject for most people, and something that will allow you to add to the conversation. We don't want you choosing a topic on which everybody has already given their opinion, and everything has already been said, and every angle has already been covered. Try to be creative. Try to come up with something interesting, something local, something that will improve your life.
Exactly. Another way to look at it is choosing the topic would be to start discussing with other peers in your class about what topics are good, what topics are bad, those kinds of things. Not just us, not just Nicole and I, but peers, family members. You're entering the public discourse by writing these papers. And in some assignments that you'll be doing this semester, you'll also be entering the verbal public discourse. And so having something new to say about it is essential in engaging in the public discourse and enhancing the public discourse. So if you're choosing a topic that is so black and white, seemingly, or so discussed, debated already, that nobody really has anything new to say about it, that's probably a topic that you need to stay away from, unless, like Nicole said before, you have a new angle on it and you can provide some new information, some useful insight that will broaden, deepen, and enhance the discussions going on about it, and perhaps even offer people a new way to look at it.
Now, we'll talk a lot more about selecting your topic because it is such a crucial decision to your success this semester, and it's also a very crucial decision for how easy it's going to be or how difficult it's going to be on you to write these papers. We'll talk a lot more about it in class and on Blackboard. However, a few tips to think right now while choosing your topic are something that is divisive. You want to choose a topic that has a clear-cut division, meaning that there are 2 or more different groups of people who disagree about how this problem should be solved. You also want to consider a topic that is fairly narrow in scope. It's really difficult to write about the subject of illegal immigration or healthcare reform in the amount of pages that we're asking you to write this semester. We want you to do a good job covering the topic thoroughly, so you need to choose something that is small enough that you actually can cover in the length of the papers that we're asking you to write. Now, because this topic choice is so important to your success this semester. You must get your topic approved by Katie or I before you proceed with your research. So look for more information in Blackboard or in class about how to go about that approval process. But we'll start right away asking people to start posting or explaining their ideas so that we can offer feedback. And this feedback comes from a lot of semesters of helping students out of the pitfalls that they've fallen into. So please take our advice on how to take your topic and which direction to choose. And we'll be happy to give you lots of suggestions too.
Okay, and to conclude our introductory podcast, we're going to end with the intro to the report. So like we've said before, you have 4 papers to write this semester. The first paper that you will write this semester is the report paper. The report paper is based on objectivity, and we'll explain what objectivity is in the next podcast.